So welcome to Tuesday Kundalini, day one. And I'm excited. I am excited about teaching this class because I love to teach Kundalini yoga. It's so powerful and so amazing, and it's changed my life in so many different ways. So I love to share it. So let's start by tuning in right off the bat. Close your eyes, bring your palms together. Settle into your seat. And become so very aware of your seat, your physical body, the energy beneath you, above you, around you, and most importantly, the energy within you. Take a very deep breath in. Exhale completely. And inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Pause and feel that energy within rising up, awakening your intuition, uplifting your energy, holding you in a place of pure truth. And then moving into Adgarename, we'll do it as a celestial communication chant. You guys all know it 3 times. Adgarename, Jugad, Gurename, Sad, Gurename, Siri Gurudeve Name. Ad Gurename, Jugad Gurename, Sad Gurename, Siri Gurudeve Name. Ad Gurename, Jugad Gurename, Sad Gurename, Siri Gurudeve Name. Pause. Move into deep awareness of what goes on inside. These vibrations move your energy. Take a deep, deep breath in as you bring the prayer up overhead. Squeezing the pelvic floor, the navel center, really squeezing everything up. Eyes roll up toward the third eye. Hold hold that precious prana. As you exhale, moving your hands through your own auric energy, your own radiance. And then meeting the earth with a sense of devotion and gravity, gratefulness for the gravity that holds us so close to Mother Earth, and the love and the caring and the nurturing that she allows to rise up and meet our humanness right where it is. And then letting your hands move to your knees. You can let your eyes remain closed if you'd like. Just begin to relax into your own body. I'm going to talk about a little bit today, and what we're going to work on is the 10 bodies. I talked about chakras a little bit in my other classes last week, and I'm really going to spend some time over the next few weeks talking about the subtle energy that makes us us, that surrounds us, that is inside of us, that really has created these human forms that we inhabit in this world. So in the Kundalini yoga world, it's said that we have not one body, but 10. There's a physical body, and there's 3 mental bodies, and there's 6 energy bodies, right? So there's the soul, the core, that infinite, that spark of the infinite, that was the beginning of who we are, of us. It's there, it's always there. And then there's the physical body on the outermost layer that is like a layer of clothing. It holds all the other bodies together. And then the other bodies kind of interplay and project beyond the physical body. There's 3 minds. There is the negative mind, it's the protector. There's the positive mind, and it's kind of like the creator. It expands, and it's all about possibility. And then there's the neutral mind, which is, it's the enlightener. It's that non-emotional, non-attached mind that simply observes and takes everything in and is continually projecting into our lives the truth of our soul, that infinite spark. And then we have the arc line, which is kind of like our intuition, and it's the halo. And it's interesting because men have the halo. It moves from the chin up above, so it's like the halo that you see in a lot of spiritual or religious pictures. And then women have another part to their arc line, and that runs across the chest from nipple to nipple, kind of like a smiley face. And so there's this huge amount of energy. That's our arc line energy. It's very intuitive. And then there's the auric energy, the energy of our aura, the electromagnetic field. It projects out the truth of who we are. It puts our power out into the world, and it also helps to filter negativity that moves in. So depending on how strong that electromagnetic field is, that is what depends how much of that negative energy from the outside that we allow in to affect the truth of who we are, how much we absorb that's not ours. And then there's the pranic body, right, which is the subtle ability to see beyond the human eyes, right? It's the energies that we talk about when we talk about the chakras, and when we talk about any kind of subtle bodies, our breath, the energy that comes in on our breath, the pranic energy, right? And then we have the subtle body itself, and that body is what's most connected to the infinite, right? To the universe, to each other. That's the beginning of that network, that spider web that connects each and every one of us to each other. And then lastly is the radiant body. And the radiant body is the body that connects us deeply to our spiritual values. So when we do things in this world, in this humanness, that don't sit right with us, that's the radiant body saying, wait, you're forgetting who you are. So we have all these energies that are interplaying in us all the time. And it's addressed like in all different forms of spirituality. The Upanishads talk about the 5 koshas, the 5 sheets. And to me, it's exactly the 10 bodies, but the 10 bodies are just broken down a little bit more. So it's really important to realize that there's layers and layers and layers of who we are. And as we work on one layer, as we work on one chakra, as we work on one issue, that energy spreads to the others. So the more that we're able to be aware that we're so much more than this physical body, we're so much more than this mind, the more that we're aware, the more that we connect to these energies, and the more that we can begin to work with them very consciously and see for ourselves when something is out of whack. Right? So you can visualize them as layers and layers of clothing. The physical body is the overcoat. right? And everything else beneath it is kind of free moving. So just paying attention to that as we move through our practice today. Take a long, deep breath in. Exhale. And we're actually going to move into some breathwork meditation before we start to move to balance the mental energy, because I don't know about you, but for me, it's the mental bodies that take me out of the present most of the time. Right? So I find that when I can balance that mental energy, when I can just kind of settle it down and let those three, positive, negative, neutral, blend together, it's a little easier for me to gain my footing, to move out of that energy of maybe feeling a little bit down or disconnected. So you're going to just sit in a nice, easy pose. Your arms are going to be straight, palms up, fingers in Gyan Mudra, so thumb and pointer touching. All right, make sure that the arms stay nice and straight. Close your eyes just for a moment and begin to connect with your breath. So this pranayama creates balance and starts to remove self-doubt, doubt in humanity, doubt in the universe. Really connect to that breath. When you're ready, open your eyes and you're going to stare straight ahead. You're going to inhale through your nose for a count of 5. Hold the breath in for a count of 10, count of 10. So it's in 5, hold 10. Exhale 5. And continue that way. Inhale 5. Hold 10. Exhale 5. Counting at your own pace, staring straight ahead, keeping those eyes open. I'm going to do this for 3 minutes. And if at any time you start to feel that your lungs have really expanded, that your diaphragm is really expanded, then you can increase. You can increase to 10, 15, and 10 if you'd like, or you can stay at 5, 10, 5. So it says that this pranayama shines our circumvent force field, our magnetic energy. It kind of gives it a polishing, a shining, a cleaning. Right? And it helps us to balance the masculine, feminine, the moon, and the sun energy. So it brings us to this place of equanimity inside of ourselves. And when we find that place of balance, when our energy all of a sudden just comes to this meeting in the middle, all of those layers that I talked about kind of join there. And everything just sits in this stillness and this trust. And from that place, we really begin to experience what we came here to experience. Our confidence rises up. We have the faith in ourselves to put ourselves out there and show up in this world. Because without any one of us, this world is not complete. And yeah, sure, the universe is very, very capable of reconfiguring and rearranging. If someone decides not to follow their dharmic path, the universe quickly rearranges, but nobody ever gets cast out. Right? In that rearranging, we get another chance. We get to settle into that energy again and again and again. The universe will never say, you screwed up too many times. Sorry, you just got to sit out on the sidelines and watch this one from here on in. No more chances for you. Never, ever. It's in our humanness, in those places that we do doubt, that we get the motivation to dive into practices like this, to start to move away from that doubt. 1 more minute. Become so aware of your in breath and your out breath. Really think about the divinity of that breath as it moves in and out. It's what keeps us alive. It's what animates us. It nourishes us. It nourishes our soul. The breath is the soul's lifeline to the infinite. After your next exhale, you're going to return to your natural breath and close your eyes. And just inhale your palms to your heart center so both palms are touching your heart. Just pause there for a moment and feel the beat of your heart. Feel the flow of your blood. See if just for a moment you become very aware of that spark of the infinite inside of you, the soul resting in the center of this human body. And then find an awareness of this human flesh, feeling your hands on your skin or on your clothing. And become aware of the mental energy, the thoughts that are always there, that often don't link up to anything that's happening right now. And then find the emotions inside of you and connect to the energy of an emotion. Feel the energy of your auric field around you. Allow yourself to sink into the awareness that all these things operate all the time individually. And we work toward creating a space where they can meet and common ground and allow us to be still and find bliss inside of ourselves. Let your hands drop down to your knees. Once they get there, just begin to roll your neck. Move it in the opposite direction. And then as you come to stillness, come into tabletop and do a few cat cows. Just a little bit of warm up before we move into our Kriya. The Kriya is called the Kriya for awakening the 10 bodies. The koshas that we talk about in the Upanishads are interesting. The sheaths, the way that they, the simplicity of the way that they view it, I kind of like it. The first body, the Annamaya kosha, is the food sheath. And what's interesting about that is it's thought of as the food sheath, not only because it's made of the food that we eat. So think about that. Our bodies are made of the food that we eat. But it also, when we're gone, our bodies return to the earth and they become food for something else. So representative of the cycle of life. Start to cat cow a little quicker here, warming that spine up. Right, and the pranamaya kosha, the vital energy sheath, encompasses all of the different energies that move through us. The manamaya kosha, the mental sheath, all about those three minds. And the anandamaya kosha, the bliss sheath, the one that's closest to the soul. And the annamaya kosha, the wisdom sheath, our intuition. Come to stillness. Curl your toes, lift your hips up to the sky, coming into downward facing dog or triangle pose. as it's called in Kundalini yoga. And then walk your feet to your hands. Once you find yourself in forward fold, just interlace your fingers and begin to sway from side to side for a moment. We're not going to be on our feet hardly at all for this Kriya, so I just want to give you a little bit of warm up on your feet. Come to stillness, bend your knees slightly, relax your hands apart, and then inhale your arms up and wide, coming up to a stand. Let your palms connect overhead. And then bring your arms out to a T. Separate your legs a little wider. And begin to reach your right hand to your left knee. Come back up, left hand to right knee. Keep going, side to side, windmills. So if we can take time to become aware of our physical bodies, take time to become aware of our energy, the breath moving in and out, consciously aware. Begin to examine and notice our thoughts. Start to own our wisdom, really the information that comes up from deep inside of us. When we start to own that the words that come out of our mouths when we teach or when we interact with people, they're words of wisdom that need to be spoken. And each one of us is wise as the other. When we can come into the acceptance of that, we're really moving into that wisdom energy. And then to allow ourselves feel that bliss, even in the midst of any tragedy that's going on, touching that sweet spot, knowing that there's always something beautiful in life right in front of us, and that no matter what's going on, it's okay to connect to that. When we can touch on those things, then we start to become aware of these 10 bodies. We start to awaken them. And the more that we familiarize ourselves with them, the more information they give us to move through this life peacefully. Next time you come up, stay up. Inhale those arms up to the sky. Exhale, bow down. Let your fingers touch the earth. Bend your knees so you can plant your palms. Step one foot back and then the other. Let your knees drop to the mat. And then slowly make your way to your back. We're going to begin this Kriya with stretch pose. So once you get there, let your legs come out long, let your arms come to the sides. If you have any props that you want nearby, have them ready. With your body relaxing on the ground, take a deep breath in and out. Another inhale, and as you exhale, begin to raise your head and your legs about 6 inches off the ground. The palms are facing the body. Your eyes are staring at your toes. And once you're there, breath of fire, 30 seconds, go. Let everything relax down. Just rest. From here, you're going to bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your knees. Bring your nose towards your knees. And again, breath of fire, 30 seconds, go. Take a deep inhale in. Squeeze yourself in really, really, really tight. Hold that breath for a moment. And then as you exhale, relax everything down. Pause and feel. With each pause, bring your focus to one of the bodies, one of those 10 bodies. Maybe it's your soul, that place right in the center of your being. Or maybe noticing the wisdom of that negative mind. We need that negative mind to caution us a little bit, to make us pause for a moment and look at what we're doing and decide if it's really what's right for us. After your next exhale, bring your knees into your chest, rock from side to side, roll over to your right, and come up to a comfortable seat. And you can put a blanket underneath you for the next couple of exercises if you'd like. When you're ready, you're going to bring your arms up, out to a V, thumbs extended facing the back wall. We're going to do what's called ego eradicator. So you really want to be reaching up, eyes closed, focused at the third eye. And we're going to do breath of fire, really concentrating on bringing that navel center up and back. Ready? Begin. Keep going. So ego eradicator, it's not, I said this last week in my other class, it's not that we're trying to get rid of the ego. We're not. We're trying to right size the ego. The ego is a part of who we are. It's not the boss of who we are. You are not the boss of me, ego. So we're trying to remind the ego that it works in concert with these 10 bodies, with the 7/8 chakras. And even with the 10 bodies, there's an 11th body, and that's known as embodiment. It's that point where all the bodies merge. Keep going. You're almost there. 20 more seconds. Give it all you got. Breath of fire. Right sizing that ego. Right? Most of us are egomaniacs with inferiority complexes. Finding that middle ground where we know that we're amazing and we know that amazingness is because we are part of the universe. Take a deep inhale, stretch those fingers up to the sky. Hold that breath in as you squeeze the pelvic floor, navel center up. Everything reaches up, 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 up. Keeping the fingers where they are. Exhale. Relax everything but the arms and the fingers down. Let the fingers and the arms stretch. Take another deep inhale, filling yourself as full as you can with that precious prana. Holding it, squeezing, squeezing, squeezing everything up, up, up. And then exhale, letting your hands come down to your knees. Pause and feel. Bring your legs out wide in a V. Again, you can be sitting on a blanket for this one. You're going to inhale your arms up to the sky. Twist to the right, exhale, bow over the right leg. Inhale back up, twist to the left, move to the left leg and keep going. So this is an alternating life nerve stretch. The vagus nerve is the life nerve. And as we move this way, we stretch and we twist. And we begin to wake up that flow of life inside of us. So the positive mind is like our cheerleader, right? It's tells us, yes, 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 you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. And we need that cheerleader, right? And when we're in balance, the negative mind gives its information, the positive mind gives its information, and we can find that place in between where we know what to do. When it's out of balance, that negative mind stops us from doing things that would just so enhance our lives and the lives of others, those things that would bring us that bliss body, right? The positive mind would have us, jumping off cliffs to see if we can fly. So there's got to be that balance. And when there isn't that balance, then we pay the price in the world that we see, right? Our world is a little scary because we don't know, what do we do? Do we worry all the time? Do we not worry at all? Is there any kind of foundation in either of those? And then there's that neutral mind that just watches, watches, watches. It bears witness. And when we can connect to that neutral mind, we can become the witness. We can watch what we do. We can hear what we say. And we can choose again if we want, or we can say, wow, that was pretty good. Good words, good choice. High five, self. Right? So it's not about judging ourselves, it's about observing, becoming that observer. Most of the time we identify with the physical body, or we think we do, right? Because if somebody asks us something, usually it's, how do you feel? Oh, my belly hurts as I ate too much. Or, you know, tell me something about yourself. Oh, I'm short. Like we find things about the physical body to talk about. But we also spend a lot of time in the mental body, right? Because our mind all the time is thinking and going. The next time you come up to center, stay there. Reach all the way up. Breath natural. Reach for the stars. And then let your hands come down to your big toes on either side. If that's not comfortable, then grab the ankles. And you're going to begin to inhale up, exhale down, keeping your hands connected to some part of your leg. Inhale up, exhale down. So your head, the trunk of your body is moving up and down. Your hands are staying connected. Closing your eyes as often as possible during the practice of Kundalini is really a beautiful way to not be distracted, right, by the senses. To move inside. Kundalini yoga is the yoga of awareness, and it's the yoga of inner awareness. It truly is becoming consciously aware of what goes on inside. Not just the substance of the thoughts we think, but as you watch the thoughts come and go, realizing how much information moves through our minds every single moment of every single day and how exhausting that is. Right? No wonder we're so tired all the time, a lot of us. There's a lot that goes on subconsciously, unconsciously. And next time you find your nose moving down toward the floor, stay there. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And then release your hands from your feet. You can rest them on the floor in front of you and just let your body relax a bit. Let everything go. Any holding, any tension, let it go. And slowly come up. Bring your feet back into easy sitting pose. Place your hands on your shins. And begin spinal flexors here. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Close your eyes and really move into the motion. Noticing how when you connect with your physical body, you can use it to help move the breath, move the prana, move the information. Think about how valuable it is to have an awareness of all of these different bodies. To realize I'm feeling a little bit down, so, my emotional body, the emotions inside of me are stuck somewhere. And then being able to identify where, because you're so used to how your energy moves. And then using your physical body or your breath to start to move that area so that that energy can start to flow a little differently. And then as that energy flows a little differently, watching how you become more uplifted, how your mood changes, how your thoughts begin to respond to that uplifting energy. So everything is so interconnected. And it's all being driven by the desires of your soul. Your soul is that part of you that is always working in your favor, that wants you to know bliss. that wants you to know your own radiance, your own amazing awesomeness, and that also wants to support you in taking that into the world so that you can help who you came here to help, because that's why we all came here, to help someone. For some of us, one person; for some of us, a whole country, an entire nation, maybe the world. Move a little faster now, bringing your breath with you, turning this movement, this breath, into a little bit of breath of fire here. Noticing how empowering it is when your breath starts to move and your body starts to move. The cells of your body start to move. Everything that's stagnant begins to move. Feel yourself being reconfigured, rebooted, and then start to slow it down. Noticing as you slow your body and you slow your breath, the parasympathetic nervous system starts to kick in. So when you're so consciously connected to your movement, to your pace, to what you need in the moment, you can control what's being fed to you energetically, how your organs are being nurtured, how your systems, your nervous system, your circulatory system is receiving energy. And then come to total stillness. Pause and feel. Maybe noticing the aliveness inside of you, your body so still. So much going on inside, energetically, physically. And as you open your eyes, come onto your knees. If it's not comfortable to be on your knees, you're going to be on your knees for the next three exercises. So if it's really not comfortable to be on your knees, stay in easy sitting pose, or put padding under your knees, sit on a block, sit on a bolster, put a blanket in between your thighs and your knees, whatever feels good. And then come down, bringing your butt to your heels. Place your hands on your knees and begin spinal flex here. Noticing the difference moving through spinal flex this way. Notice where it's different in your body. Notice if it feels any different anywhere. It's said that when we come into perfect balance in all of our bodies, we become in perfect balance with the entire universe. So I wonder if that means that if everybody in the entire universe did this Kriya all together, all at once, we would experience immediate world peace. Jen, get on that, all right? Send out the email. Next Saturday, noon, Eastern Standard Time, everybody in the entire universe. Kriya for awakening the 10 bodies. A little faster. And then begin to slow. Moving at your own pace, slowing at your own pace. So you are gently putting your foot on the brake, starting to coast down the hill a little bit. And when it feels right for you in your own body, to press that foot all the way down and come to total stillness, do that. Pausing, feeling. In your mind right now, pick a body, any body, and bring your full attention to it. Maybe it's your mind. Maybe it's one of your subtle bodies, your prana, your aura. Maybe it's your physical body. Bring your focus there right now. Notice without judgment how it feels. And then bringing your fingers to your shoulders, still sitting on your heels. Begin to inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. Twisting, going at a nice quick pace. So a big part of these exercises involves the spine. The spine contains the central channel, the Sushumna Nadi. And also Ida and Pingala, these beautiful nadis that just kind of curl around and intersect each of the chakras. The key to balancing these 10 bodies is that beautiful chakra system. The balance between the masculine and the feminine. And begin to slow that down. Slowing and slowing and slowing until you finally come to center. Resting in the awareness of meditative stillness for a moment. Keeping your hands where they are. Yep. From here, begin to bring the elbows up and then down, up and then down, up and then down. Notice if you tense your shoulders as you do this, and if you are tensing those shoulders, relax them. Imagine beautiful angel wings moving the ethers around you, spreading your love out to the world. Moving that love back inside of you. The physical body moving that lymph, the fluids that so beautifully lubricate and spread wellness to our bodies. The next time that your elbows go up, stay there for a moment. Inhale, squeeze that pelvic floor, squeeze that navel center. Eyes roll up. Exhale, release everything down. Come back into easy sitting pose. Once you get there, bring your arms out straight in front of you. Interlace your fingers. Bring your arms up overhead. Let them move down toward the ground. And then begin inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down. Grasping those hands, moving fast, clearing the energy in front of your third eye, in front of your navel center. All the chakras, all of the energy, the ethers, everything coming from the outside in, being cleared and filtered, moved. Like shaking out an old rug, right? Getting the dust out. Allowing it to breathe easier. That crisp feeling of clarity as we move anything that's stagnant and old and that doesn't serve us anymore. With gratitude for all the service that it did give us, for all of the information, for getting us to this point. And the next time that your arms swing up to the sky, press those palms up, fingers still interlaced, reach up, up, up. And exhale wide and down, letting your fingers come to Mother Earth, settle there for a moment. Letting your palms move to your knees and beginning to do alternate shoulder shrugs. So left shoulder up, back down, right up and down. So alternate shoulder drops. Here too, just take an inventory. Make sure that the rest of your body is relaxed. Your shoulder moves. Let your neck relax. Let your back relax. Let everything else be soft. Next time that your right shoulder drops, begin both shoulders at the same time. Inhaling up, exhaling down, letting that breath really begin to be the energy that moves those shoulders. Imagine your shoulders being lifted for you and dropped for you. Imagine yourself being breathed. No effort, just total witness, awareness. Inhale, both shoulders up. Hold. Hold the breath. Squeeze that pelvic floor, navel center. Exhale, relax. Just slowly begin to turn your neck from side to side, eyes closed. Inhaling in one direction, exhaling the other. Like shaking your head, no. Nice and slowly. Inhaling to one side, exhaling to the other. Next time you come to center, pause, and you're going to continue, but you're going to reverse the breath. So whichever side you were exhaling to, you're going to inhale now. Whichever side you were inhaling on, you're going to exhale. And come to stillness. Roll over onto all fours. And from here, you're going to come into squat with your heels as close together as you can get them, up on your toes. We're going to do frog pose, just a few. So you're going to place your hands on the floor. Your head is going to be looking down, looking up as you're squatting. And then as you press into your heels, lift your hips to the sky. You're going to be looking at your knees as you straighten your legs. So lifting up, yep, and down. Just keep going at your own pace. The frog is really hard on your knees if you're ever in a position where it just feels like too much. You can also do frogs on your back, similar to the way that we do pigeon on our backs. So that's always an option. But you guys look awesome. So just a few more. And the next time that you find yourself facing forward, pause there for a moment. Coming down, yeah, bringing your hips down, marching Janya. There you go. Pause for just a moment, take a breath. And then slowly lower your butt to the mat, make your way to your back, moving into rest. Moving into a very deep rest, letting your body, all 10 of them, all 5 of those doshas, letting them all absorb the energy of transformation, of elevation, of expansion that you've created. Slowly begin to deepen your breath, bringing movement to your fingers and your toes. Letting your knees float into your chest. Taking a spinal twist to the right and to the left. And bringing the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet together, rubbing, creating that beautiful fire. And rocking up and down on the length of your spine, bringing yourself up to sit. Before we close, we're going to do just a couple of minutes of Alaya Yoga meditation to end the Kriya. The chant is Ekonkara Satanama Siriwaha Hey Guru. And what you're going to do, your hands are going to be in Gyan Mudra, thumb and forefinger touching on your knees, hands forward. And you're going to imagine the spiral with each part of the chant moving up your spine. So it's going to be, so on Ek, you're going to pull everything up. Ek, everything gets pulled up. Onkara, and on Onkara, imagine this coil going up to your navel. And on every you're going to pull your navel up. So Ek Onkara. Then Satanama, that's going to be at your heart center. Siriwaha. And then Hey Guru, the energy moving out. Does that make sense? All right, let's do it. Close your eyes, thumb and forefinger touch. Ekonkara Satanama Siriwa Hey Guru 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 Ekonkara Satanama Siriwa Hey Guru. Just let everything settle down now. Just feel for a moment. Maybe still noticing that spiraling energy moving through you. And then letting your hands float together, prayer pose at your heart center. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Please join me in sealing our practice together with a long Satnam. Deep, deep inhale. Sa. Nam. Sliding your thumbs to the space between your brow, dropping your chin into your own radiance. Be love, believe, be true to you. Satnam, everybody.